You want to start, Sasha? It's okay.
Members of the Council. Please.
Yeah. Thank you for being here. We asked for a meeting of the Security Council under any other business. Kuwait and Bolivia asked the Council to discuss the situation in Gaza because of the recent escalation of violence. Our position was very clear that we expressed our concern. We condemn the Israeli attacks on civilian and the infrastructure. We expressed concern also about the indiscriminate, excessive, and disproportionate use of force by the Israeli occupying power. We commended the efforts by the United Nations and Egypt to de-escalate the situation. And this is what we said in the Council's consultation room, because we were not able to find a solution to the situation in Gaza. Gaza is under siege for almost 11 years now. The humanitarian situation is deteriorating, and there is no peace, no horizon of peace. This is why the situation is really, it will come to the Council time and time again, and we hope that the Council take action. There was, the majority of member states raised the issue that the Council should do something. And one of the issues that has been introduced again, that the Council should at least consider going on a visit to the occupied territories. It has not been discussed thoroughly, but this idea has been raised many times in the Council's room, and today even many countries actually supported that. But no decisions from the Council. Thank you.
Please. No.
I completely concur to what he said.
Okay, let me begin by thanking Kuwait and Bolivia for adding the item of the aggression against our people in the Gaza Strip on the agenda of the informal consultation in the Security Council. It is known that the Council has been paralyzed on our issue for the reasons that you all know. There is one country that is refusing to allow our issue to be seriously discussed in the Security Council. There is a resolution in the Security Council, Resolution 2334, which addresses this situation very clearly. And, there is, a party that is refusing the implementation of that Security Council resolution and other ones. We condemn in the strongest possible terms this aggression by Israel. They are the ones who precipitated this round of violence for the last 48 hours. When you have an undercover unit that penetrates more than 3 kilometers inside the Gaza Strip, illegally wearing civilian outfits, some of them even wearing, women outfits in the back seats of that car, and trying, to engage in a military operation. International law stipulate that if you belong to a military force, you have to be dressed in military outfits in order to be identified. So this violation, when it was discovered by the people in Gaza, led to confrontation, and they asked for support from the aircraft and the helicopter, and that situation led to many things, and the situation deteriorated further. So they are the ones who are responsible for this round of violence, and we are grateful for the efforts of Egypt and our friends in the United Nations, in the Security Council, including the President of the Security Council, whom I met with at noon today, and we conveyed to him our concerns, including in writing, which I am sure that it was circulated to all members of the Security Council. We want the Security Council to shoulder its responsibility with regard to this situation threatening international peace and security, and it is unfortunately the Security Council is paralyzed. It did not shoulder its responsibility. Nevertheless, we will keep knocking on the door of the Security Council to shoulder its responsibility. I hope the efforts by our brothers in Egypt of having, you know, the ceasefire to be put in place that will hold. It is the ceasefire which was brokered under the leadership of the Palestinian people, under the leadership of President Mahmoud Abbas in the year 2014, which is not only a ceasefire, but also beginning the process of lifting the blockade. There is a miserable situation of our people in the Gaza Strip as a result of this blockade, which is immoral, illegal, and it is inhumane. That blockade needs to be lifted so that the people in the Gaza Strip can begin the process of returning to a normal situation, as much as normal, quote unquote, could be under occupation. Thank you.
Can I ask a question on wider peace efforts? The world has been waiting for President Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, for nearly 2 years. Are you losing patience, perhaps to one of the members of the council, with everything has been put on hold? Does someone else need to take up an initiative as you are waiting and not hearing anything from Mr. Kushner?
I think that the international community, and mainly Palestinians, who are the victims of this situation, have been waiting for quite a long time the so-called peace proposal. We haven't received any official information of that. And this is our position, mainly because we believe that there isn't an honest broker in this situation. Maybe we need a mediator between the mediator and the other side, because what we see is that the United States is just putting forward the Israeli foreign policy on this matter. So we've heard what President Abbas has said in the chamber, that the international community should do something, and the Security Council should uphold its responsibility towards that. And from our perspective, we believe that there's need for an honest broker to try to come up with a negotiated solution.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Abdul Hamid, this is the last question.
Yeah, I saw the statement issued by Mr. Mladinov, and he started saying rockets should stop. I mean, he immediately went to implicate the Palestinian of responsibility. He is the UN special envoy to the occupied Palestinian territory. Can you convey a message to the Secretary General that his statement was biased and in favor of the Israeli aggression?
We accept the statement of the Secretary General, in which he was very balanced and he called for restraint and that the violence to be stopped. We appreciate that statement by the Secretary General, and that is what we were seeking to see the Security Council, guided by the statement of the Secretary General, to bring, you know, the ceasefire back into place. I understand that the Israeli representative came to you earlier putting the blame on the Palestinian side. The blame, even, you know, if you read an article in the New York Times yesterday, it said that this round of violence was created as a result of a botched Israeli military operation in the Gaza Strip. I think that the answer for the lies and the fabrication of stories by the Israeli ambassador is answered very eloquently by the New York Times article, and we do not need to add anything further. Thank you very much.
Thank you.